Right. So welcome to this one shot of masks. This particular one was run for you guys because I know the pain of always having to GM, and it's not always often that guys like us get to actually play. So glad to have you guys in for this one, and I hope you guys have some fun. I run masks mostly vanilla in the sense of not modified, no homebrew stuff, that sort of thing. I stick to the four masks tenets. Now, what are the four mask tenets? One, you guys are not killers. You're teenagers. When you engage with villains, you stop them, you put them down, you save the people, but you don't kill.
What
Two,
about severely crippled?
sorry.
What about severely crippled?
Um, to put it, the short answer is nothing that you would have to be sent to a therapist to talk about.
Or jail.
Yeah, or jail.
So a few broken bones is fine, but not mental damage. Alright.
Yeah, because the idea behind your team and the idea behind your heroes is that even though you guys are teenagers, in the game, the way it's set up is that really and truly, your characters are the best examples of what the people and the heroes specifically of Halcyon City should be. Adults in this game are not always at the best. They make wrong decisions, they have their own opinions and their own agendas. So they're not always the ones to look up to. You, as the young heroes and as the stars of the show, you are the ones who are supposed to exemplify the best of us. That's kind of at the heart of masks. That even though you're teenagers and you're up and coming, and that you're at the bottom of the ladder, so to speak, you do have the right stuff in you. So it's not really a setting that encourages you to be vindictive or vigilantist or stuff like that. Even though you will have your teenage moments. So you're not killers. And generally speaking, you're not sadists either. The other tenets are you are not hunted. So even though you dress up in costumes and you go out to save the day, it's generally treated as an ordinary thing in Halcyon City, in the sense of it's a fact of life. Now, superheroes in general and superpowered individuals are in the minority. At a guess, I would say there's probably 10% of the population that's powered, but that's still quite a lot. So it's still something that's kind of treated as normal. So you guys won't be arrested for taking the law into your own hands automatically unless you like cross some lines. So you're not hunted. The third tenet is that you are not beloved. You're not, people kind of accept that you exist, but they're a little bit suspicious of you, they're a little bit cautious of you. Specifically in your case, because you all are the new generation. Halcyon City is aware of what the gold generation was. They are aware of what the silver generation was and what they stood for. They know the bronze generation and what they stand for. You guys are the new generation, and you are just now emerging and just now starting to take your place in the grand scheme of things. And no one knows whether you are the good guys or whether you guys also have some sort of agenda. So they are cautious with you, and they will not readily give you the benefit of the doubt. Seems a little far to say that they won't give you the benefit of the doubt, but you understand that you're not worshipped and automatically loved. So you're not hunted, you're not loved. And the last tenet is a very important thing in masks. I would say masks exemplifies it best of all the PBTA systems is that you are part of a team. And the important thing here is that you want to be a part of the team. No one is forcing you to be a part of this team. You're not begrudgingly there or anything like that. You actually do at heart want to be a part of this team and want to be a part of this and want to function as a team and look after your teammates. Now you may not you're not required to have a character that's openly so enthusiastic. You know, some of you may hide it, but at your heart, the team is very important to you guys. So those are the 4 tenets that masks and mask campaigns and mask games are founded on. So that's what I tend to stick to in the tone I set for my games. So with that being said, we can go into like some basic introductions of the characters. Now, the details I would probably look for in particular would be your hero name and the abilities you choose. The hero name and the playbook and the abilities that you choose, and also you can add in like a paragraph or something to introduce your character and tell us more about it. So you guys can take turns doing that. Who would like to go first?
Okay, I suppose I'll go first then. I am playing the outsider. Hero name is Bluefire. My full name is Castelil Fon Entrox Zantral, but you guys generally call me Cassie. And I've gone with heliokinesis and stunning beauty.
Nice.
Did you want anything else?
Yeah, just tell us a little bit. You know, give us a paragraph, your blurb, so to speak.
She is an sort of essentially like a ambassador would be too strong of a word, but she has sort of been sent here to like gauge humanity to see whether or not you guys are ready for the to take the next step into like part of the wider galactic community, so to speak. It's designed to be a long-term project, so she's actually been sent to live here just get a sense of you guys. She's still learning and still trying to understand you strange individuals, but she's slowly coming to terms with the fact that things work a little differently here.
Nice. All right, good. Each of you will have your backstory questions, of course, so you can include that in your blurb if you want. If there's anything else you want to answer from your backstory questions, that's cool. And why does the team matter to you?
She one of the gauging like what humanity's about. You need to see the best and the worst of a civilization and a society, and through doing what we do, she's able to sort of see that. So through the people we fight, she gets to sort of see the worst of humanity. But she, at the moment, as near as she can see, the team, and through that, the sort of superheroes in general at the moment seem to represent the best that humanity has. The concept of doing good for the sake of doing good. We're here to help people. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Alright, so the outsider is a lot of fun, so we'll see what you can do with that. Alright, who would like to go next?
I'll go next. That's my character's name is Cole Lee, and she goes by the Frog. She's a Janus.
Nice.
She works at a Asian buffet as an Asian buffet kitchen staff, and it's in this same Asian buffet that she found this frog legs. They're going to waste. It's not. It's go. I don't want it to be wasted, and I ended up like picking it up, and I shared it with my buddy here, Molly Kim. We both ate. We both have a frog leg for each of us. I don't know how we cooked it. Maybe just do you fry it? Deep fried frog legs. Have you eaten that?
I know it's a delicacy in Jamaica. We don't have it as much in Trinidad where I'm from, but it's something we have heard of here.
Yeah. Well, so we have like we ate it like chicken wings, very much.
Yeah.
And I went home with a stomach ache, and when I woke up, I have frog powers now.
Nice.
And for my other secret identities or secret identity stuff, I have a dorky kind of chubby boyfriend called Bill Ho Wang. He also works in the Asian buffet kitchen.
Boyfriend Bill.
He's a real dork. Probably ate too much rice.
Nice.
And I also have a little brother called Jules Lee, who I care for at home.
Jules. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Alright, so you can answer any of the questions you want if you want to share anything from that. I am interested in why do you care about the team?
Well, for one, my buddy Molly Kim is part of the team as well.
Yeah.
So that's a reason. And another is that I do embody freak as my mask label.
Nice.
And I do want to have a place where I kind of belong, where I've a facsimile of being normal, kind of
Okay,
like
good.
around these people. And I forgot to mention my powers. My powers is I could control frogs telepathically,
Yeah.
like Squirrel Girl with squirrels.
Yeah.
And I have venom. I have venom skin actually. Like how colorful frogs are.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so venom touch, and I do have webs. I just call it webs, but it's like Toad from the
Yeah.
X-Men when he spits, his
Yeah.
sticky spit,
Yeah.
and a prehensile tongue.
Yeah. Alright, cool. From the Janus playbook, I think you usually have to choose one of those three things, but I'm okay with you having that. So that's good.
Well, the venom and webs are just one selection, right?
Well, it says all, but no. As I said, I'm okay with it. But just
Okay.
just know that some GMs make the distinction.
I've always thought like, oh, you can get all three of these. Nah. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's great. Anything else for you? No, I think that's good. Good. Yeah, I like the Janus. I don't think I've gotten to play one as yet, so that's on my to-do list. All right. So who would like to go next? Bad guy.
I guess I will, since
Yeah. Exactly.
he just went. Alright. So I'm Polywog.
Polywog. You already joined. Alright, so Polywog is the hero name.
Yep.
Nice. So what abilities did you take?
Well, I just take what abilities my other half has. So,
Yeah, I think you get to. I think you get some variation on it though.
not at the start. It says, your powers complement your other's half. You have the same abilities they have, at least for now.
One moment. I'm just checking to make sure that you're not cheating yourself, because I think you do get some variations. Like I think you can make some choices there.
Not my fault, I don't think.
Janus.
I just posted the text in the room.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, so So you're correct. The variation you get is in your obligations, not in your abilities.
Yeah, I have one different obligation.
Okay, great. Alright, cool. So, what was your civilian name? I'm sorry, I didn't get to write that one down.
Molly Kim.
Molly Kim. Okay, very good. Alright, so give us a rundown on Polywog.
So,
Cool.
Polywog is a good friend with Cole Lee. They both work at the same restaurant. And she ate the other frog leg. They split them. And that's how she got her powers.
Okay,
And she's always been more a follower, so she let Cole take the lead.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's why. Do you want to go through the questions?
You can if there's any one of the questions you want to throw in, that's great. I am interested in the last one. Why do you care about the team? So.
Yep. Because Cole does. She dragged me along with this.
I like that. I like that dynamic. Is like, well, I care about it because you care about it. But
Yeah,
you care about it
exactly.
because I care about it. All right, cool. So that's good. Bad guys, see what you can do with the distance of your mic from your mouth, because there's a little bit of a we're getting breeze and distortion from your.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, the annoying thing is, like, there's no good middle point. If I hold it, like, too far away,
Yeah.
zero sound. If I hold it too close, like, there's a very specific middle ground I gotta hold it.
All right. So wherever
Oh,
you
right
have it
now it's good.
Yeah,
I'll try.
right now it's very good.
Okay.
And in Discord, we have the option to raise your volume if it's too quiet. So I'll do that for myself, so everyone can adjust the suit. I think as long as it's clear, we can do something about the volume. All right, great. So that's Monocle, Cauliflower, and Bad Guy. So we have Netflix and Snow. Who would like to go next?
I will, I guess.
Excellent.
Oh.
So his name is Slowbro, and he's a legacy. Has a super speed suite, but he dropped speed, reading and learning, and air manipulation, so he only has super speed, regeneration, and phasing.
All right, cool. So speed. That's good. Which playbook is it?
Legacy.
Legacy. Let's see. So which suite is that one from?
Super speed, regeneration, phasing.
Alright, cool. Great. Do you have a civilian name that you go by as well?
Dane.
Dane. Nice. Just in case I get a combo.
Do you also moderate a Discord forum in your spare time there?
Myself?
No, he's naming himself Dane. That's our admin.
DANE.
Oh yeah, the other Dane. Alright, so tell us a bit more about your legacy.
Well, his family started way back, and he kind of grew up being expected to be a hero. So it's kind of like what he does because his parents want him to.
Mm-hmm.
His mom is retired. His dad's an elite speedster and pushes him to be the best that ever existed.
Nice.
And he just pays a lot to have him be trained to be up there. So his family's pretty rich.
Alright, cool. So legacy, speed, that, regeneration, good. Why do you care about the team?
I think at first it was because his dad wanted him to be on a team, and he really had no other choice but to be on the team. And to him, now it's like, well, I'm away from my dad, so I guess it's fine.
Cool. What is your dad's name? Like, what's his superhero name?
His superhero name is Streak.
Streak. Good, thanks. I think you mentioned that before, yes. Alright, great. Stuff like that. Anything else you need to know about the legacy? I don't think so. Alright, not for a one shot at least. For our campaign, of course, we would go into these questions in greater detail, but we can gloss over a lot of stuff here. Alright, so that is Snow, and that brings us to Netflix, I believe, right?
Alright, cool. Playing Philip Yogg, known as I is a doomed
Uh-huh.
powers, body transmutation, telekinesis, psychic constructs.
I think you're cutting
What
in
causes
and out
his-
a little bit Netflix, so it might be the push to talk button isn't activating when it should or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry, what?
Your audio is a little bit choppy, so like you're cutting in and out on certain words.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I? Should I repeat myself?
Well, so far I have that you're doomed. Did you give us the hero name?
Yeah, Azathoth.
Azathoth. Okay, great.
His abilities: body transmutation, telekinesis, and psychic constructs.
Mm-hmm.
His doom, will come because of showing mercy and injuring innocents.
Ah.
The doom sign I took was infinite power at the start,
Uh-huh.
and my sanctuary has a library of valuable tomes, a scattering of ancient relics, and a containment system.
Okay, nice. Did you have a civilian name as well?
Yeah. Where is it? Philip Yogg.
Cool, Philip. Alright, great. So you introduce your Doom, your Sanctuary and stuff, that's great. Why do you care about the team?
When my doom comes, they could help me face it. Maybe.
I like that. Maybe. There's still a chance. So I got you. Alright. So what we'll do is just very quickly we can run through some of the questions for how your team came together. Now again, this may not have a direct involvement in the game, but the reason why I like to do it is because it kind of demonstrates how you guys work as a team. Like, it gives us... Okay, give me 1 second, I have to mute. There's a loudspeaker outside, god damn it. Alright, I'll see if I can work around it. So the idea is that by describing this event that brought you guys together, it gives us an insight into what function each of you serves on the team. Like, who is the tank, who's direct, who is indirect, who goes around and finds the weak spots, who is more concerned about looking after the civilians and protecting the civilians, who's defensive, who's offensive. Oh, shit. My ISP has conked out again. Come on, baby. I apologize again.
I think it was actually DM, and somebody random, halfway through the instance, somebody typed, "Got to go, curtains on fire."
Well, hopefully it doesn't get that bad as evening progresses. Right, so where was I? What was the last thing you heard?
Screaming.
Alright, so the next thing, let me see how quickly I can get back into this. I really hope this doesn't happen again. It doesn't normally happen, but I don't know what's happening with my ISP today. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go through your questions for how our team got together. Now, the reason why I do this, and the reason why I like it very much in Masks, is because it gives us this incident that we describe when we answer these questions. It gives us an idea of how the team works, like how each of you work with the others as a team, in the sense of, like, you know, who is the one that charges in straightforward, who is more defensive type of hero, who is a more aggressive type of hero, who is more concerned with protecting the civilians, who is the more devious type of hero. So in describing this event, it kind of gives us an idea of the sum of the parts and how you guys all fit together. So what we'll do is we will look at the questions for how our team came together, and we'll just do the ones that you guys are for, that pertain to you guys. So the first question on our list would be the outsider. We didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. How and why?
I wouldn't even know where to... well, I suppose it's probably because I'm not human. That would probably make the most amount of sense. I rock up with my blue skin and my purple hair. And I suppose like me, like, sort of just pitching in to help defeat, like, whatever villain it was. I suppose that, like, helped them overcome my initial strangeness.
Nice. Alright, so it's kind of a unifying to defeat a common threat kind of theme. That's good.
Yeah.
Alright, so Janice, your question is next. We saved the life of someone important, either to the city or to us. Who was it, and why are they important?
The correct answer to that question is always Will Wheaton.
What do you
I
got
think
for
the
me?
obvious answer would be Matt Mercer.
Ah.
Will Mercer is his name.
This is a good ship.
Oh, nice.
Will X Mercer is his full name.
I support this.
Alright, so just give me a rundown on it. Like who would he be to the city in this setting, that sort of thing.
He's a very he's a city planner.
Uh-huh.
Also a reality. Yeah, sure, why not? A reality TV show host.
Oh,
And he's very popular in Halcyon City, and his show is all about like two
Rolling
Two-
a d20 on a die.
It's all
Roll in
about-
natural one.
so about two superheroes who live in the same flat. That's the title of the show. Two superheroes who live in the same flat.
Oh, you missed out on having a superhero and a supervillain.
Well, because they have to arrest the supervillain.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's a reality TV show. I mean,
But I like
Gotta
the
think
choice.
something.
Yeah, I do like the choice because it's
Yeah. I like it.
yeah, most of the time
2.5,
yeah.
2 superheroes.
Yeah, most of the time groups go for someone political, but going for someone that's massively popular, I like that. That's a good twist. All right,
And,
so
let's see it.
mhm.
Let's say who was it? Where oh, never mind. I answered that already. All right.
Yeah, so that's cool. The next one is the Doomed. So Netflix, we paid a high cost for victory. What was it?
Let's see. We drew the attention of my rival,
Oh, your nemesis.
or my nemesis.
Okay, very
We
good.
drew their attention, and that's never a good thing.
No, it's not. Most definitely is not. Who is your nemesis, by the way?
My nemesis is the head of the. This is going slightly into my character's backstory.
Uh-huh.
Is the head of the cult that that caused this?
Nice, good. Can you give me an idea of? Does that person have powers, or is it like a more mundane, manipulative type of person?
They have minor like powers, almost like weaker forms of my own,
Uh huh.
but mostly it's flashy, and their real power comes from leading.
Okay, great. Their real power comes from leading, you said?
Yeah,
Okay, great. That is quite a gift you've given me there. I will not say why.
it's always a good thing when the GM begins to chuckle maniacally.
I don't have a maniacal chuckle. Do I have a maniacal? Anyway, what's
I mean,
his...
that's how I would describe your laugh.
It's almost as bad as when you're playing like IRL and you just suddenly randomly hear them start rolling dice for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's the most terrifying thing. When you look over me, rolling dice.
Why are you doing that? No reason. Don't worry about it.
What is his the head of the cult? What is his name? Or like, does he have a hero name or villain name or some sort?
He's just called the Grand Seer.
Grand Seer. Nice. I like it. Alright, good. So someone who uses subterfuge and manipulation, that sort of thing. Augmented with some minor
Yeah.
powers, but it's not his powers is exactly that are the most dangerous thing. Great.
Yeah.
So I may or may not borrow from that, and I may or may not take some liberties with it. The last question for our second to last for the group is legacy. All things considered, we did well and impressed an established hero. Who was it?
Established hero. Established hero calls himself Wrecking Ball.
Sorry, Wrecking Ball, was it?
Yep, that's what he calls himself.
Okay, great. Wrecking Ball.
His civilian name is Serious Smiles.
Cool. Alright, great. Is there any particular way you could think of that you guys impressed him? Or is it just your general accomplishment?
General accomplishment? Question mark.
Question mark.
He could be part of the reality show that Will Mercer is hosting.
Yeah. That would be a nice little link. Alright, cool. And our last question is from the limited edition playbook, which is the joined. When our team first came together, the connection between our two halves was threatened by the crisis. How and by what?
Did we establish what we were doing when we first came together?
You can establish that now amongst yourselves.
What were we doing, guys?
Well, could it possible that because you got the whole thing of like, that you guys didn't trust me, but then like for some reason now you do, sort of thing. So, because one of my things is I've got a vehicle, which I assume look terrestrial. So you guys perhaps initially, not when I say engage, I don't mean like follow me, but you were all like, what's all this about, sort of thing. And then something I rocked up and was like, "Oh, I'm going to hit you because I'm a bad guy," and I sort of like just sort of joined in and like helped defeat whatever it was. So that helps tie in a little bit with my questions, but as to what, I mean, you guys, anyone wants to throw something out.
So do you guys have like what ideas do you guys have for what the threat was? Now, if we had a bull here, then the first question would apply, where it would be a villain. But generally, it doesn't always have to be a villain. It could be a natural disaster, or you guys saved orphans from a burning building, or something.
No matter what it is, so it really doesn't matter to me.
Right.
Was the latest machination of Dr. Darkness and one of his robotic monsters, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
See, body monster is always
It
every
was,
single game that I've ever played.
it was anti-America, and his entire power is just screaming.
Doesn't seem like much of a threat.
His screaming's really annoying.
And he has the whole Soviet Union on his side.
I do think the Technosaurus Rex does provide a slightly elevated threat to somebody just yelling.
When you have
He was
all
wearing.
communism side,
He was carrying the Soviet flag. He was screaming. So
It would mean nothing
And
to my character.
He is also the Technosaurus Rex.
yeah.
the American guy wrote a Technosaurus Rex while he screamed his hate speech about America and how the Soviet Union communism is the only way to go. There, that's our villain.
This is great.
So it will be some sort of villain that you guys faced off against. So how do you see the joined? Yeah, bad guy. How would you see a situation where that link between yourself and Caulifrog being threatened?
I think we just got separated, and it's kind of like we've been crime fighting for maybe like a little while or so.
Yeah, probably like a week.
Yeah. And so we hadn't really been separated in terms of crime fighting. So it was kind of the first time we had to be on our own.
All right,
I
cool.
have a question. Did you guys join because you ate the same thing that gave you the same powers, or did you literally join together into something different?
We ate the same thing.
Yeah, we shared the frog. Turns
Yeah.
out to be radioactive. It's probably why it's being being on the wasted.
Grade F meat. All right, cool. So I think that covers the questions. And you guys, let's take some turns and just quickly do your relationships and influence. The influence is the important thing here. So that will follow from the relationships. So let's have everyone down the line just quickly do those questions. So if we go in rule 20 order, if that's convenient for everyone, the frog, what are your relationship questions and your influence?
Alright, my relationship. Alright, so Ollie Kim knows who I am, real civilian life first. And I refuse to tell my secret identity to the doomed.
Am I too late?
Understandable. He's a pretty shitty guy.
Sounds like I'm too late.
Kind of.
Too late, sorry. Oh, Aqua. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you come in. Do you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can I handle 6? Probably handle 6.
Because I was told we was gonna do the Monaco game today instead of yesterday because people kept leaving for the internet and Rocky Start.
This is a different game.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want it, I don't mind fitting them in. Depends on what party size you guys are comfortable with.
I mean, did you say you're in here for a different game or this one?
Honestly, I don't know anymore.
Because Monaco is GMing right now. If you were looking for Monaco's game, but
Monocle's just a monocle.
Good. I didn't hear crap for today.
yep, that's exactly why. Because no one's doing anything today, or no one was doing anything today, except for this, which was announced yesterday.
Probably my fault. I grabbed all the GMs. Well, Aqua,
Yeah.
you can listen in if you like. It's should be entertaining. If I do my job properly. So.
I thought yesterday was the GM game being done.
Oh no! Yesterday we were looking for players and choosing playbooks and that sort of stuff.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Alright. So, let's see.
Phil's a pretty shitty guy. I understand why you wouldn't want to reveal yourself to him.
Alright. Good. So that's the relationships and influence for the Janus.
Well,
Oh yeah, your influence. Yeah.
you look up to your teammates. They seem to have this superhero thing figured out. Give 2 of them influence over you. I'm gonna give that influence to the legacy character and to Malikim.
Alright, cool.
Mask is savior. Oh wait. Oh yeah, right. Still says the legacy in the playbook.
Uh-huh. Alright, cool.
Oh, whoops! Forgot to change that. I'll fix that.
Alright, so that's the Janus. Polywog, I believe you're next.
I am. Against different playbook. Yeah, it's okay. Just unchecked legacy. Alright, so relations. Right. Sorry, I was doing something. Who'd you take influence over?
You.
Is it take or give? I think he gave influence to you.
Give, yeah. You have
Yeah,
influence over me.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. No, your relationship. I knew your relationship. Who'd you give influence over? Sorry, I'm confused.
You.
And
the legacy, slow bro.
okay. So,
I'll be back.
my questions are: when you have problems with the other half, you talk to. I think I'm gonna talk to Bluefire because it seems like probably someone from off-plane might give me a different perspective.
Okay, yeah, yep, okay, not a problem.
And you are jealous of the relationship between your other half and I'm going to say the legacy, since you have influence over her, and you keep trying to interject.
Jeez.
Okay. Influence. Let's see. Am I more trusting or less trusting? I'm gonna say I'm less trusting. I'm like the quieter one, so I'm going to give influence. I'm going to, since I talk with him so much, I'm going to give influence to Bluefire. You have influence over me.
She barely has any idea what's ever going on around her. I endorse this entirely.
Alright, great. So you guys make sure and keep notes of that. Does that cover Polywog? Yes, I believe Bluefire will be next.
It says if you didn't get influence over your other half, take it now. If you didn't give influence to your other half, then give it now.
And then do that.
Theoretically, it's saying give influence to whoever, and if you didn't give it to your other half, give it to them too.
So I have influence over you, and you have influence over me by default, and we pretty much always do.
Yeah, at the start, yes.
Alright, I'm all good.
Alright, cool. So, Bluefire, you're up next.
First one is you've been learning about by spending time with. I have been learning about the Earthways from the Molly. Crush isn't really come into play or anything, so yeah, you crush on someone, but does this one this one isn't going to come into probably going to come into play because it's a one shot. It absolutely has to be somebody on the team.
Yes, I encourage it. I mean, technically, it does not.
So you keep it on the maps thing, sort of thing.
Yeah, it was not specified in the rulebook. I do kind of encourage it to be a teammate.
I will. If you say yes, I will randomly pick someone. If you say no, I have a slightly funnier answer.
Well, let me hear your funny answer first, I guess. Let me see what I can do with that.
Oh, she's mad crushing on the Technosaurus Rex.
Well, I don't think that one will appear. Will it appear?
Okay, like I'll randomly pick someone because it probably won't come into play. Cole, whatever, Cole.
Sweet. I am very, very frog-like.
Everybody likes Coley. right, excellent.
She's all about that fluffy look, very similar to some particular creatures that she's encountered before.
Sweet.
Right, does that cover your influence?
It does not. I have options. Haughty give influence to no one. Cheerful give influence to everybody. And I'm happy to be here. So that means everybody gets the influence.
Oh, that's nice. Teammate influence is important because that comes into play when you defend each other or comfort and support. So it's a useful thing. Kind of a double-edged sword in some instances, because when someone has influence over you, they do have a kind of unspoken power over you, but that's just friendship in life, so that happens.
Oh, Trotsky, I'm just adding everyone's name on the influence thing. Since you haven't changed your display name, so I can't remember what you were called. Yeah, what you were called.
Alright, so I think everyone mostly has it. Frog, Hollywog, Bluefire, and Slowbro. I don't know who Trotsky is.
Trotsky Netflix. Because I think he did say that he's going to be back in a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's currently muted.
Okay. Well, Slowbro, why don't you go first, and then we'll come back to Trotsky.
It'd be wrong if I was in this. I'd probably be the Reform or the Star.
Reform or Star? Yeah, we do have those. So if not those, who would you have picked?
I think it's Snowstorm.
Once got caught doing something that shames your legacy with. I don't know. Let's see.
If you don't know, just roll the dice.
Trusty dice, yes.
Probably Cassie. And
you got caught watching Grey's Anatomy. It just brought shame upon your entire family house.
Shame on your family.
You trust Cole and tell them the secret to your legacy.
Nice. What's that secret?
You can't say secrets in front of other people, my friend.
I think we're all, GM fair, but I think we're all pretty comfortable with the difference between player knowledge and character knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not gonna blur
Yeah,
it out.
fuck it. I would.
Secret is that back in the day, my family used to be villains.
Dun dun dun.
And we were some of the best villains because we were too fast for anyone to stop.
Nobody even caught you in camera, or back in the day, there's no cameras yet.
I mean, there were barely cameras, so the shitty fucking VGS tape cameras couldn't catch us.
Yeah, that's good.
And we weren't on like simple bank robberies. We were trying to take over the world.
Holy crap!
Ooh.
Maybe you influenced the world wars, but nobody caught you.
The first one was us. The second one, we don't know what the fuck the world was doing.
Is your villain named the Black Hand?
Nah. We still went under the same. It's just like. Yeah, we still went under the same name. It just people forgot as new people came into our family and the villains were presumed dead. So we became heroes.
Nice.
I said that is why I gave you influence.
Cool.
You seem to have the superhero thing figured out. Yeah.
All right.
Now I have to do influence. Shit, no, that's the wrong playbook. And so I'm forced to give everyone influence because I care about what you think.
Alright, cool. So everyone make a note of that. Legacy, yeah. Yeah, the reason for that is the legacy is a very public archetype. So anything you do is always kind of under scrutiny in general, and within your team, that sense of always being under watchful eyes is kind of amplified, even if they themselves don't really see it that way. Alright, and is Netflix back? Not as yet. And he is also muted and deafened. So, we can take a short break, a couple minutes, get coffee or stuff, and when we come back, trust the keys, influence, and we begin immediately.
Sounds good. How many minutes?
5? I don't know. Yeah, 5, I guess. I'll be here.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm kind of playing it off as the only reason the legacy has a secret identity is because his parents, like the family's coming of age thing, is you start off as just a hero, and then when you get popular enough, you show your identity to everyone.
Some math. Today books.
To answer your question, I would have been the star. Need some chaos like that in the group.
It's not really chaos if you play it right. I mean, it could be, but like I don't see how.
Yeah, but everyone's like, come on, we gotta save the day. But if we save the day like that, then we're not popular or cool. That's boring.
My star only wants their self to be cool. They don't push it on the rest of the team. That's all of my stars. I think it's like a thing just out of character where I'm like, well, no one else wants to be like that, so I'll do it myself kind of deal.
Like, you guys are boring.
He thinks they're perfectly normal. He actually likes them. Like, he wants to be their friends, but like he has his own image and stuff to keep up.
Are you the star in this?
Nope.
No, he's a star in the in our Friday night one.
Ah, okay.
And I'm a star in every single one shot that Monocle runs.
Interesting.
Modest.
I just need to find a way to play the joined.
The join is the one that has the two sides.
Copycat to whoever else is playing whatever else they're playing.
If you didn't have someone, and if I was playing, I'll probably let you be my other half.
I'm back.
Got pretty quiet.
Sorry, I was finishing my mac and cheese.
Ah, okay.
Cool. That's that.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I think it's possible we might have lost him. We'll give him a couple of minutes though. But yeah.
But yeah, I'd be the join, and my power would be elasticity. Not only on myself, but on other things as well.
joined, you have to take whoever you've joined with, you have to take their powers.
No, I mean the star. I got my brain confused for a sec. I meant that would have been the star, and my powers would have been elasticity and giving it to other things. It's very showboat.
I feel like the only powers that I like to try, because the whole body elasticity thing makes you invincible, but I like the whole flame control and electrodynamics idea.
I actually prefer strange wings.
See, I can understand that, but the reason why I would choose that power is because essentially they are star. They treat everything like a show. So the stage will be their greatest asset. So to be able to control it in such a way can lead to pretty interesting scene change to make it more like a play or movie.
Electrodynamics, if you're actually trying to be like completely like logical about it, electrodynamics literally gives you control over everything in a general sense. So it's more like stage controlling than stretching your body out.
Come here.
Yo.
I'm back.
Oh, cool. Alright, so is everyone back?
Yep, I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Snow is here, and I think Monaco should be back in a second.
Always here.
Netflix, we just needed your relationship questions and your influence for you to do that.
Oh, sure.
And also to change your name on Roll20.
You told blank all about your doom and danger you're in. Who seemed trustworthy?
Your sentence
like
is
it-
the last bit of them. Always
Mm.
cuts off.
I feel like it's either Cassie or Dane, because the joint probably tells each other everything.
I'm gonna say. Actually, maybe just because I was trying to be nice to your character, not nice. Trying to sort of relate to the newcomer. I'm gonna say the outsider.
Okay.
Just trying to be like, hey, we're both out of place. Let's see. You'd love to kiss blank before your doom comes. This is a loaded question.
Man.
This is a loaded question. But let's see. I'm not sure.
Can always roll a die.
Yeah, D5,
Just
D4.
choose anyone randomly.
Yeah, but like, the thing is,
I'll-
for personal questions like that, I mean, the odds of it coming into play in a one shot are so like minimum. So I literally just picked somebody at random because my one was similar to that. My one is like, oh, you've got a crush on someone, but you keep it under wraps. And I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever, fuck it, Cole.
fuck it. Let's go with Dane.
Nice, so that's the legacy,
Nice.
that's Slubro.
Got a thing for big men.
6'3", extremely muscular because his metabolism moves at insane speeds, and he doesn't know how to he doesn't know how to eat enough.
He never mentioned your height.
Um,
This is like the
9 inches
opposite.
hard. There's your answer.
This is the opposite of Philip in the sense of like physicality because he's sort of tall, but he's also extremely lanky,
Yeah.
and it looks like a medical patient. Very, very gaunt, very pale.
I gave you the size so you can stop liking me.
That
That's
reminds me of
probably
my
what
room.
he's thinking. He's just like, nah, I gave you the size. You can leave me alone now.
Hey man, no homo. It's just a brocus.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those victory kisses that doesn't mean anything until they
No,
think about it later.
no homo apart from all the homo.
No homo. There was just a bit of tongue
Yep,
in the victory kiss.
we just made out for 5 minutes, no homo at all.
All right. So the restaurant. What was the name of the restaurant?
It was called
Ching.
restaurant. It was called restaurant. That was the name of the restaurant.
It just has like a big sign, Asian
It just
buffet,
says restaurant.
Asian buffet restaurant, just red
I
sign.
like the marketing approach, straightforward.
It's extremely ominous because every time you say the name, just there's like loud music in the background. There's the dun dun dun.
Buffet! Restaurant.
Dun, dun,
Restaurant.
dun.
So you guys, as a team, you guys kind of hang out there. I'm assuming, because that would work really well.
You know, $9.99. Eat all you can. Means the food is crap, but there's a lot of them.
Right, cool. So it's not school. Let's say summer vacation, and you guys are you usually hang out at this restaurant now, but you guys have come here kind of early today, probably about I don't know, let's say 9-ish, somewhere around there. It's a busy day. People are out and about, and you guys have come here because there is something happening, and you guys have come here because you've come here to kind of hang out and discuss it and watch it on TV. Now, what is happening is that there's a disturbance, an altercation at a place far off. It's this place, you can think of it as a lodge or a lounge, sort of, but except it's a big building, and it's an establishment for magic users and elemental magic users. So it's like a club. So there has been something happening there since early this morning, but it is being dealt with. Like most of the heroes have gone there and it's been handled. So you guys have come to because you saw the tweet, you've seen it on social media. So you've come to the restaurant to hang out, get some sides, and see the coverage on TV. And what's just pretty much the same way you would go out to hang out with your friends and watch a football match on TV. Because at this lodge, we'll call it something. At this place, two of the members have gotten into a disagreement with each other. And it has escalated. So like there's some collateral damage happening there and that sort of thing. So you guys are in your restaurant and it's on TV, and you are seeing these two adult powered individuals. We'll call them heroes for shorthand, although they're not acting like it right now. One is Aircaster, and he is a wizard who uses air elemental magic. And the other one is Mech Warrior, who uses what's the opposite of necromancy? Necromancy, you can probably say. He uses constructs that are metallic and somewhat technological in the broadest definition of the term. So these two guys have gotten into an argument over, I think it's probably going to be one of those arguments that happens between different supporters of different football teams about which style of magic is best, and it's just like match to gasoline. It just went off. So that's happening on TV, and you guys are seeing it on the little TV in the restaurant, and you guys meet up to discuss it. Like, what do you guys see? Like, what would your guys' reaction to this be? My internet connection just went out again.
Whatever I want,
I
but I
can
still
also
wear a
shapeshift.
mask.
I can also.
Yeah,
A shapeshifter?
Yeah, I generally try to be unique with my characters. But Dee, did you? So basically, we just wanted confirmation. So what you're saying is, at the moment we're in the restaurant and we're watching TV, and you've got two guys they're not fighting, but they're essentially on live TV having a pitch argument with each other. Is that the situation?
They're
Yeah.
fighting. It's a full on brawl between them. It's
Okay.
It's
Cool. Yeah,
handled.
we just want confirmation. Yeah, we just want confirmation. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So well, I just repeat it was so Dee could hear it, but even though I'm literally repeating it for you guys. So yeah, my character points at the TV because they've already dealt with the situation and now they're fighting amongst themselves. So obviously this is very confusing. So I'm like, this is the normal.
Yeah, sure. We also like to take bets on who wins.
I don't know.
My
I
bet's
think
on
we
the guy on
should,
the left.
You should probably go over there just in case something bad happens. Better safe than sorry.
Very well then. And so I just get up and go to leave.
All right. So as you're leaving, what is gonna happen here? The news report is gonna update because it's been showing like outside footage of the building that they're in, and of course guys can see explosions coming from inside and so on. It's a pretty heated battle. There are some heroes outside kind of maintaining a barricade. There are some heroes rushing in to kind of intervene and try to break these guys apart. And sorry? Yeah.
I was kind of confused because I thought it was just we're on two opposing sides having an argument that sounds completely retarded, and then all of a sudden they're blowing each other.
Yeah, they have had an argument going on. They are having their argument in their lodge or their place, in their sanctum, and so what happens is you see that there's a development, and you realize that one of these guys, Aircaster, he has just blown out of there. He's left the lodge, and these heroes there have lost track of him because he's just disappeared at high speed.
Those are some terrible heroes.
Yeah, so this is coming across on the newscast, and
I'm just gonna run out. I'm just gonna run over there.
Yeah, same. You see Coley. I feel like she's still working because we're in a buffet.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna yell to the manager. It's like, I'm gonna take my break now, and I'm just rush out.
So as you guys get outside,
It's not my shift. I can go.
as you guys get outside of the restaurant, and you guys are pretty much like how the scene looks here. At the top of this building, you'll see the weather start to change, and you'll see weather gets really bad, and you'll see first one and then another whirlwind start up in the street. So like probably somewhere around here, you'll have this column of whirling air just manifest into existence, and it starts tearing up the street, and it starts moving around. Civilians are there, of course, and so they are going to be in the path of this thing. And there's two of them. One is a standard whirlwind. The other one is what we would call a dust devil. So it's a combination of air and sand.
I'm just gonna start running the civilians out.
Alright, cool. So what we'll do, and I made a big huge reminder to myself so that I wouldn't forget this time. Let us do the team pool. So you guys start the session with 1, and then when you go into battle, you get 2 more. So you start with 3. And then we look at the questions to see what else you get and if you lose anything. So the first question I would normally ask is, who among you would you guys consider the leader in this situation?
Not me.
Me, because
Definitely
I'm
not
doing
Philip.
everything.
Yeah. I mean, like the legacy definitely fits the bill.
Philip's not a charismatic.
So assuming that the leader is that person, does that person have influence over every teammate?
Nope.
Alright, so you didn't get a team for that.
It's over 3 of 4.
What is everyone's purpose
Oh
in here?
wait, I never chose. I never.
Uh-huh.
Let me. These people matter for what you need to do. Give influence to 2 of your teammates. I'm going
Chase
to.
me, so like,
I'll give it to. I'll give it to the frog and. Fuck it. Let's go with Dane.
still don't have influence everyone, but it's better.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, you guys will still have, you still have 3 so far. What is everyone's purpose here? Assuming that you guys have kind of a unified purpose, you'll get another team.
Mine, based on what it is, like whirlwinds and stuff. I got 2 options. I can either set the whirlwind on fire, which means you've now got a whirlwind that is also on fire, so that's not going to be much use. Or I could be or I could be incredibly attractive at the whirlwind. So so as an outsider, my a default thing, I can fly, sort of thing. So I can still be useful. So my thing is going to be protecting and removing civilians from the immediate danger.
Alright, so
Hey, Frog.
Protecting and removing civilians is what I'm already doing, so I guess that's my purpose right now.
Alright, so assuming everyone else is kind of on that line, keeping everyone safe. Is it,
Don't assume, ask them.
Yeah.
Don't ask
I'm
them,
going-
what are they doing?
Yeah, I'm using my psychic constructs to kind of put up a little wall to prevent the wind from just blowing around civilians.
All right, cool. So we'll get to the moves and so on in a bit, and what you guys are doing. We'll get to that in a second. But in terms of your overall purpose, your drive here, like what is the main goal?
Excitement.
Excitement.
I think what he was asking was like, are we attempting to like who's trying to? Are you trying to like? So I'm trying to get away civilians, and so's Dane. Are you attempting to protect people specifically, or are you more specifically focused on protecting them by shutting the whirlwind down? Because if you're doing that, then you've got a different immediate objective to us. That's all. That's
Punch the
essentially.
fucking whirlwind.
So you're focused on stopping the threat, yeah, which is a perfectly acceptable, approach. But is that what you're attempting to do? Hello.
Oh,
I died.
Dane or Snow? Or Netflix or Snow?
It was whoever
Huh?
whoever said they were going to punch the whirlwind.
No, I was saying that you should punch the whirlwind.
I don't have super strength. I have normal
Someone should.
If only I was
Infinite
getting
mass
sick.
punch.
also, I'm not sure that
All right.
punching a whirlwind would work.
No, all right, hang on.
It sounds like a great idea. Don't
We'll
question
get
it.
to so we'll get to the moves and so on in a second. So depending on what you have in mind, we'll get to that because depends on what you want to do. I'll figure out like if it can work, that kind of thing. Most likely, there's something you can do regardless of your powers. But in terms of the question of a singular purpose, I just need a confirmation. Like, are you guys unified in your purpose, or do you have split purposes?
Let's say yes.
I mean, my purpose is I'm seeking a thrill.
All right, cool. So we'll say that you guys.
So in
have
that case, no,
purposes,
we don't.
yeah.
Yeah, we have different purposes.
All right. So the ill prepared or off balance. I don't think I should penalize you guys for that. Does any of you mistrust the leader of the team? That's an important one, though.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, I trust him.
All right.
I mean, I don't particularly distrust.
All right. So assuming that no one really distrusts this guy, you guys have 1, 2, 3 team. Yeah. You guys have 3 team. I'll throw in an extra one because I'm such an awesome guy. All right. So, who was the first out the door? Let's probably you'll probably get to do something first, and then there was someone just behind him.
I just want to start running citizens out.
Yeah, so he would probably be before me just on the grounds that he's legitimately faster than me. I was the first person out of the restaurant, so I was just because of the way distance works, was already ahead of everyone else. So if he goes first, and then I'll go, and then whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I have
I'm
to
the
change
last
to my costume.
person.
I have to rush out, get out of my work uniform, and then change to my superhero costume.
Well, what I'll do for you, Polly. No, not Polly. What I'll do for you, Frog, is that Mask gives you a basic level of competency. So we're going to say that you're accustomed by now to changing into your costume. So it won't take you that long, but you'll probably go at the end of the order for this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta change the costume.
Yeah.
I'm definitely one of the last people to show up, just out of not wanting to run.
That's
Cool.
it.
So who moves first?
It was me, which I already said what I wanted to do was get citizens out, then Monocle.
All right, cool. And you'll be using your super speed, I assume, for that, right?
Yep.
All right. So you will roll me and unleash your powers. Because this thing it's whirling around. There's civilian, there's pedestrian traffic around, that sort of thing, people crossing the road, and this thing just came out of nowhere. So you're gonna have to use your speed to get them out of the way of this thing. So on an 8, you decide, do you want to mark a condition to make it a permanent thing, or do you want it to be unstable or temporary?
I mean, I permanently want all of the citizens that are in immediate danger to be gone out of this location. So,
All right.
I'll kind of look at this whole situation while I'm running them out, and like, we're really not about to win this, and mark hopeless.
All right, cool, excellent. So you mark hopeless, but you do manage to get it. It's kind of like a scene from The Flash where he's buzzing in and out, just grabbing people, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and just ferrying them out of this space. So you do manage to get it done. The civilians will be safe who are on the streets. What does the next person do?
Well, yeah, I said I was focused on the civilians. So yeah, I'm going to fly down and basically just attempt to, like, you know, to grab people and flow them out of immediate danger.
All right, no problem at all. I think what I will do for you is that I'll say that given that Slowbro is helping you with that, I won't make it a rule for that, but I think that given that you are in flight, yeah, that's cool. All right, so give me an. This should have
Obviously, it's your choice because you're the GM. But if I would like suggest that maybe it's a savior role. I'm essentially defending people against this whirlwind.
Yes, I think the other one should have been a defend as well. But the reason why it's unusual is because they're not like they haven't been hit by it as yet. So to just move them from point A to point B, that's an unleash. So with you,
I meant for me, yeah.
Yeah, with you, I think it will be a defend because by the time he's doing that, the whirlwinds will have approached some people that he hasn't gotten to as yet. So for you, it will be a defend because by now, some people will be kind of almost underneath this thing. So give me a defend to see if you can get them on. All right.
Yeah, I can swoop down and start grabbing people and getting them out of harm's way.
All right. So,
so grab them and I'm like, fear not, you are the safe.
Yeah, excellent. So you will get them out, but there is going to be a consequence there. You either expose yourself to danger or you escalate the situation.
Don't see how I could actually escalate the situation, so I guess I'll be exposing myself to danger.
All right. You also get to choose one of those 3 options there. Do you want to add a team to the pool, take influence over the civilians? Well, I guess you don't have any conditions to clear.
I'll add a team to the pool.
All right, cool. So instead of hitting them, it's going to hit you with some pretty hefty barometric pressure. And what you are going to find is that this thing, I gave you guys an extra. What you're going to find is that it's not a standard whirlwind as you obviously would be. You obviously would have suspected. So this thing is going to pack a punch when it contacts you. So you are going to take a powerful blow for that.
Okay. 1 sec. Powerful blow. Cool.
Excellent. So you managed to handle this. Now, describe for us, like, how do you do this? Do you just shrug it off, or do you avoid it, or how do you do this?
I suspect that I initially get sucked up in it for a second or two and immediately start spinning around, but I essentially use the as I'm coming back around on the backswing, I use my flight to sort of slingshot myself out of it.
Nice. Right, I like that. So the civilians are safe. Who moves next?
I guess
I mean, me and Polywag could probably arrive at this point, right?
Sure, that's cool.
So I was hopping around. I asked Polywag. So what do you think we should do? I look around.
I think we should assess the situation and use my moves to do it.
Ah, very specific, Polywag.
Yeah, that is kind of cool
Yeah.
actually. All right.
You take that building, I take that building. Let's see what's going on.
I feel like me and Polywag are kind of like a dynamic duo, but we're not mentor and protege. We're just ambiguously.
You say dynamic duo. That's exactly what you are. Like, literally.
that is literally what the joint is.
I
Yep.
see the joined as like the Wonder Twins, where it's mostly an equal.
The Von Schroeder twins
Yeah.
from Gifted.
What I kind of never.
One of the
liked
moves
about-
is literally named after the Wonder Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I kind of never liked about the joint is it's so focused on splitting the joint apart.
Well, it's a similar thing to the protege and the legacy in that you're trying to find your own identity. The join's
Yeah, I always-
Yeah,
identity
that's-
is with this
That's
here.
cool, but a lot of it's mostly about talking down and trying to break things apart. When I think it'd be really interesting.
Weird. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I randomly ended up joined to a different channel.
Alright.
Hey, cheating on me.
I don't even know how that happened. I didn't even have Discord open right then. I was on the roll d20. Anyway, you wanted me to roll the assess
Yeah,
because I have the
asking for your
higher.
advice. I do see you as a person who kind of figured this thing out.
All right. So let's see. Does anything? Do you get bonuses and so on to that assess?
Just from my one superior.
Passport special powers activate. What is it?
Where do the rolls appear?
Two of a kind.
Chat. Quick! Someone throw me a team.
Okay, so
I look around with you.
that's the move. That's the move. 4 eyes are better.
Yep.
Yeah, so I assist him in looking around. We're both in the same vantage point, I believe. Or no, we're
All right.
we're
cool.
from different vantages.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So you guys are good. And you get to choose some questions. And I believe each of you gets an extra question.
Yeah. The other. Maybe. So I ask one question. I can ask one question, then he can ask one question. That's how this works. hang on.
I believe you can ask 2.
Because I rolled a 7 to 9, so that allows me to ask a question.
Okay,
And then
right, yeah.
he can ask an additional question,
Yeah, that's
even on the miss. So
Alright, cool.
let me just see what my questions are. Hang on. Sorry, I don't have the basic moves up.
It's what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? Or
I think
how
he's-
best can we use? How best can we end this quickly?
I'm gonna go with how best can we end this quickly. That's my question. Who's in danger? What's the biggest threat? I wonder. I think it might be that garbage truck over there. But yeah, no. How can we best end this quickly is my question.
The short answer to that is to find the person who is causing this. Now, I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. Of course, you know that Aircaster is causing this. And he's probably doing this mostly to show off. Like, of course, air is more powerful than metal. You stupid mech warrior. So you need to find him and disable him. Because he's causing this.
Well,
Alright.
my question would be, what here can I use to disable forecaster?
Oh, Aircaster?
Aircaster, yeah.
He is an elemental wizard, so he has powerful air attacks, but he's a wizard. He's vulnerable
He's
to physical attacks.
a level 12.
He, I don't know what. It depends on his school what rankings they would use. So different schools have different rankings.
Okay. I also want to ask if me leaving my job to go to fight this thing, would that be considered me affirming to my mask?
Yes, yes, it would.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, so you guys need to figure out where Aircaster is doing this from. Most likely, it might be somewhere nearby. So you probably need to figure that out. The whirlwinds they are just moving air. So between the team, you guys would have ways and means of counteracting them. I'm not generally supposed to suggest solutions to you guys.
Set them on fire.
Well, we need to look for, at least on my end, I need to look for Aircaster, right?
All right. So who is the last person to exit the restaurant?
That would.
So we have the joined and the Janus. Janus, what do you do? Because you can do something here as well.
Yeah, so knowing me and Poliwag kind of exchange information, I believe. So knowing that our priority is to take care of, is to search and disable Aircaster, I will call into my froggy friends. I mean, we didn't set anything up with House and City, so I assume there's a lot of frogs here.
Oh yeah.
Just for my sake, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I call upon my froggy friends to rise above the river or whatever water sewers.
How it would probably work is that because these guys, these frogs, they know you, they communicate with you all the time. So generally speaking, they're always going to be nearby, in the same manner that cats follow the crazy cat lady.
Ah, wow.
So anytime you need frogs, you can find you'll suddenly see them coming up out of the sewers, up through manholes, appearing.
Yeah, now we're gonna play a game of telephone, and can you find me this person, Aircaster? He calls himself. The frogs would just croak at each other, have this loud. If you ever been to a rainy season place where frogs just croak at each other all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sound like Bob Weiser and whatnot.
Excellent. All right, so to search would again be an assess, but you are acting on the answers, so you get a +1, of course, and
Oh, I was under the impression that I would be unleashing my powers.
Unleashing can fit as well. The thing with Unleash is a last resort rule. If something falls under any one of the other moves, you use that move instead. So yeah, so like for instance, like the example they use in the book is you punch someone with your super strength. So it may feel like an unleash because you're using your super strength, but instead the rules should really be a directly engage because that's what you're doing.
Alright, so I'll just roll assess then.
Yeah.
Pray for me, guys.
Yeah. No, put in your +1 and oh boy.
Yep, you guys didn't pray for me enough. Thoughts and prayers. You guys scrolled down.
So what is gonna happen here?
My thoughts and prayers were for your potential.
So what is gonna happen here is that your frogs are going to spread out and they are going to start to locate this guy. And the good news is that they are going to find him in a little while. It's going to take them a little while, and the reason why it takes them a little while is because you can, through the communication, your communication with them, you sense that some of the frogs that you are not seeing have already been swept up in this thing, and you do feel some of their distress and their pain and suffering. So you will take a condition there.
Oh no! Somebody blowing my frogs away.
Yeah, but you will be able to find this guy in a little while, just not right away.
I'm feeling angry.
And I did pray for you, but unfortunately, we have a completely different pantheon of gods.
Yeah. Netflix, I think
I
we
would
still have
pray
to
for you, but the only god Philip believes in is a eldritch abomination. So,
in that case, it was achieved.
Yeah. So Netflix, what do you do? Because I think you haven't had a turn as yet, right?
nope, I have not. Philip is going to just draw a scene, his costume, and is going to use his telekinesis to try and I don't know if this will work, but try and hold the wind from blowing.
Yeah, that's a good idea because a whirlwind is moving air, so you're gonna use your telekinesis to interfere with that movement. So that's a great idea. That, of course, is you're directly dealing with the threat that this thing represents, even though it's an environmental threat. All right, so give me a directly engage.
Damn.
Now someone can help with that.
Christ, our rolls today.
Janice, you want to help with that?
What is he trying to do?
He's trying to telekinetically stop the air from moving around and around and around in such a dangerous fashion.
I don't think I have the ability to help you with that.
I will help by shouting encouragement.
This is literally an if no one else can do anything because it's stupid, but it's the only thing I can think of. So if somebody could come up with
I can literally just run around in the opposite direction.
Right,
that's
exactly.
much better than what I could do.
Because that's the reason why I asked Janice if he wanted to help.
I'll just run in the opposite direction then.
Alright, cool. So that is a team and you get your 7. So that is a directly engage. You do get to choose a thing there.
Create. No, let's go with frightened position.
You're going to scare the whirlwind.
I don't think it would work in this situation.
I meant the air guy.
You haven't found him yet?
Yeah, we haven't found him yet.
I assumed he was around in the cave. Why?
Oh, he probably is around. We just haven't found him yet.
Yeah.
He's just such a good caster that he can just sit in the bottom of the ocean in an air ball while doing it on the other side of the world. That's just how good he is.
No, I'm.
Well, in this scene, your opposition is the whirlwind.
My justification is that it's not that my character is in himself trying to scare the guy.
Okay.
It is just.
If that's what you want to do, then obviously it's completely your choice.
Yeah.
But if I could make a suggestion that you're obviously free to ignore, the take something from them. I generally interpret that very liberally, and so seeing as technically the threat that you're currently engaging is the whirlwind, the thing that you could take from the whirlwind is its momentum, thereby dispersing it.
Now the whirlwind will be handled. So because you will be able to stop the whirlwind here. So that's okay, that's fine. If you want to impress, surprise, or frighten Aircaster, I am okay with that as well. Because he is nearby. He's somewhere nearby, which you guys learned from the previous assessors.
Then yeah, doing that.
Alright, so the only thing is that since you did not choose to resist or avoid, you are going to get a bit of a backlash from this. That's kind of how it works. You choose what you don't want and you get the rest. coming back at you. So this whirlwind stops, and all the stuff, all the material and bits of road and pieces of cars and so on that have been sucked up by this thing, they are now suspended in the air, and they are going to fall down towards you, and you are going to take a powerful blow.
Blow. Fragile.
Full hits, powerful blow.
What do I?
Okay, to be fair, actually, yeah, it would end up being you. Yeah. So you can go ahead and roll for that. The good news is I don't think you have conditions as yet, so you're not in danger.
I rolled it. Shell.
6.
Nah, that's danger.
Yeah, you need to roll plus conditions.
I did.
Where is it?
But well, I'll take the 3 and the 2. So he would have been at a
That's
5
a good
and
question. There it is.
wow.
4.
Should have just
Four
took
Couldn't have done anything.
Oh, there's 2 of them now. Wow.
Yeah, because
Roll
I
20 just
tried
lagged.
doing it twice. Yeah.
So
Two
take
to
the
four.
first. Can you take
Yeah.
the first 1D spot?
No, he has
have,
advantage on his
I
roll.
would have taken the 3 and 2 that you rolled from your initial danger roll there. So you're
Yeah.
good. You're good. Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you.
Thank God. Only I can kill my.
So you managed to avoid this thing. I assume it's because these things are not near you. How close did you get to this thing to use your telekinesis?
Very.
Right. So you're probably out of range of most of the shrapnel.
Calling up the power of the elder thing.
So one of the whirlwinds is gone. The whirlwind is gone. The other one that remains is the dust devil. This one is larger and it has more power, which is why it has sand and abrasive things in it. And it is sweeping down the street nearby, but at a different angle. And it launches a car at our joined.
Oh no.
No, the joined and the Janus were on buildings to do the SS, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, I defend whoever that is.
Oh, I gotta go.
And then it was me.
So I wanted to make sure because I know for a fact that Legacy was on the ground there.
I actually gotta go. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's okay. That's too bad. Don't worry. Good to have you along in the meantime. Alright, so that was Netflix, who is the doomed... Oh, well, at least he helped you guys out.
Do I need to jump in to save the day?
Yeah, you can. That's no problem at all. Do you have like a really quick...
Yeah, I have exactly what I want and what I would do.
Alright, so just take the 6th sheet there and do your stuff. And we'll just jump in.
What sheet?
The 6th sheet. You'll see a sheet that says player 6 just in case. Because I am an awesome GM and well prepared.
Let's see. Is it under D, C, B, A?
No.
No,
Up,
scroll up.
yeah, up at the top.
I think I might need to. Yeah, I see it now. Player sleep at the very top.
Alright, cool.
This should be quick. Only take like 10 minutes tops.
Alright, cool. So Legacy, you are the one on the ground, you are gonna get this car. So you are gonna be the one who either you take a powerful blow or one of the others can defend you.
I was going to say, can I attempt to defend?
Yes, you can. So anytime someone has to take a powerful blow, any one of you can jump in and defend. Provided you haven't had your turn that takes you away from that position or something. Alright, so you are going to try to defend. Slowbro, and if you have influence on Slowbro, that gives you a +1 to this defend.
My sheet has decided it wants to shrink itself. Okay, there we go. I actually only wrote down who's got influence over. I got to write down whether or not Dane, do I have influence over your character?
He has one for all of us.
What?
Who did you give influence to? Do I have influence over? Does Cassie have influence over your character?
Me?
Yes.
Everyone
Was you, wasn't it?
over me.
Was it him that I was defending?
The legacy.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. But I believe the legacy gives influence to everyone, doesn't he?
Yep. I give influence to everyone.
In that case, yes, I do have influence over him. So, sorry, what am I rolling? I'm rolling Savior with a +1 then, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Wait, what happened? I left for like 5 seconds.
You have a car headed towards you.
Can I just like try and dodge it?
Now here's the thing. If you want to handle this yourself, you will roll to take a powerful blow. If you would rather he try to save you, then he rolls a defend. But you do have to choose one.
I'm probably too busy helping people to notice a car flying towards me.
This would have happened just after you did the unraveling to help your friend stop the whirlwind.
Yep. I have no time.
Yeah.
Well, I have time. It's just I don't have time.
Yeah. All right. So you'll do the defend instead. All right, which works. Of course, we kind of see where that is going.
I get it.
So yeah.
Yes, so I don't have any conditions to clear, so I will add a team to the pool.
All right, excellent. And you are going to take the brunt of this hit, of course, because
yes, because I can't immediately see a way of escalating the situation. So yeah, I'll hopefully. Sorry, take a powerful blow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
I could come in and defend.
You can't really defend. You can't. Otherwise, it'd literally be like everyone could do that. Be like, oh, I'm defending the person who's defending the person. No.
One of you is gonna get fucked up in the end, so just get over it.
Yeah. No, totally.
All right. So
I will give ground, and my opponent gets an opportunity.
All right. That's a good one. So you get pushed back. You get pushed out of the way. Both of you guys get pushed out of the way, and this thing rebounds off of you like a pool ball off of we call it a ban.
With how much influence I can give people, I'm surprised I'm not the leader.
Sorry?
I'm reading influence and says, if I see the team as something worthwhile, I can give 3 people influence.
And that's for which playbook?
The star.
Oh, the new. Okay, right. Yeah, so you can.
You're giving influence to people, not you've got influence over them.
I'm giving them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means they have influence over you.
Yeah. So I'm clearly popular.
All right, cool.
No.
I would in no way read that in that situation.
That's not how that works at all.
Not even a little bit.
So this dust devil is going to bounce off of you guys, and it's going to take a hard left turn, and it's going to start eating into the restaurant. It's a dust devil, not a standard whirlwind, so it's got abrasive sand in it. It's very powerful enough to throw the car as it just did, and it's going to start breaking into this building. And people inside of there, including your favorite waitress, and maybe if your crush is in there, is in very bad state.
No, my boyfriend's there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rush in there, or as fast as I can.
All right, cool. So
As
like,
fast as you can hop.
all right. So which character is that? I'm still not used to the voices.
I'm offended. Yeah, it's the frog.
Oh right, yeah. My mistake. Sorry. All right. So the frog rushes in there. What would you like to do in there?
So this dust thing, what properties does it have? This
It's like a
dust.
standard whirlwind, but it's got sand and debris whirling around in it, which gives it more abrasive qualities. So it's like
Well,
hitting a
I'm gonna-
grinder. Yeah.
I'm gonna charge up my phlegm, my sticky spit, and
Right.
I will try to kind of like filter it out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's gonna tickle my tonsils. Just gonna puke it out
This seems
all
like
over
it
this
should-
whirlwind.
Yeah, this seems like it should be an unleash. Cause is this a threat? Actually, yeah, it is.
Could also be a defend, right?
Yes,
I'm defending
because-
the
yes.
Asian buffet.
Yes, you are, and the people inside of it, and your boyfriend. So you can go ahead and roll a defend. That fits best of all.
Alright, thoughts and prayers, guys. Thoughts and prayers. Send good vibes. Because I have
And team
bad
unnecessary.
stats.
Mate, I already
Potential.
told you, man. Different Pantheon of gods.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Should've
I
let me
played
do
for
it.
your potential, and that's what happened. I
All
guess.
right, I am just about done. So
Now, 3 people can, of course, help him out there.
what's happening?
But we'd pretty much be spending all of our team, though,
All
wouldn't
of
we?
your team. All of your team.
No,
I like him, but not that much.
I think that that whole thing works like
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always interpreted. Yeah, that's the way I've always interpreted it like that as well.
So what is gonna
Like-
happen? Yeah. So what is happening is oh no, in the rulebook it says that as many team members can spend team.
Fair enough, but yeah, I don't think we want to spend our entire team though.
Right. So that is the downside. The downside isn't the limit to spending it; it's the limit to the amount of team. So what is gonna happen here is your spit is just going to join the debris flying inside of this thing, and it's going to pretty much devastate the eating area where you guys were. Something comes flying out of the whirlwind towards you, and you catch it, and you realize that it's your boyfriend. He has been lacerated and he's half
Wow.
unconscious. So you are going to mark a condition.
So is this whirlwind essentially just headed right towards the building we were initially in?
Right now, it is in the building.
Right. Okay.
I
Yeah.
will. Go ahead.
infinite knife punch the tornado.
Not part of the combat. I didn't mention it before because it wasn't pertinent. It's come into play now. I like the idea that my Kirby craft, it just sort of flies, and like because it flies, parking's not really an issue. So I just sort of I just have it hovering above the building.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
one of the 2 things that the bonuses was it was like a telepathic sort of thing. I've got a telepathic link with it. So I just the reason I was able to save the person is because I was actually concentrating on mentally moving my ship out of the way of this fucking whirlwind.
Nice. Yeah. So you can do
Um,
some stuff with the ship as well.
If
I
no
call.
one's- Go ahead.
I called to Molly. Molly, I think I overestimated the situation.
If no one got anything to do, I guess this is my dramatic entrance time.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hear from the star.
Are you gonna talk or?
I'm just getting the right setting up. I guess this will be freak to use my powers to actually stop the debris from hitting people, and
Well, again, I believe that would also be a defend. So you would be rolling savior.
actually, let's see. I just gotta make sure this is right because I do have one ability that's called stage fright. Let's see.
Stage fight, you have to mark a condition, and then you can use superior instead of danger when you directly engage a threat, but that doesn't count here.
I'm trying to. Time for the show probably wouldn't help here either.
Display of your powers. What abilities did you choose?
I guess I chose body plasticity and stretching.
Flamboyant display of your powers. Roll superior on a 7 to 9. One NPC present on a 10 plus. Need to help or information. Okay, yeah, that won't really help with a whirlwind. It's kind of similar to an assess the situation. Let me see what else you can do. Maybe I can suggest something. Or if anyone else thinks of anything he can do here.
I mean, his only moves are stage fighting and time for a show because he only gets 2 in the beginning.
Yeah.
And neither of those can help really. So you're just gonna have to straight up just roll and see what happens.
All right. Well, here's what I think I can do for you. We are considering this Dust Devil as a threat. So if you are trying to stop the whirlwind rather than just protect the people, then I would consider that directly engage a threat.
All right.
So that's why the intention of what you are doing is important.
Yeah. So, just be sure, what am I rolling specifically?
You would be rolling superior, because the move lets you roll superior instead of danger.
If you mark a condition.
Yeah, and you have to mark a condition. Now, how exactly would you be doing this? How would you use your plasticity to stop a whirlwind?
I would essentially make a thin sheet of plastic rubber from my surroundings after touching it, and basically bouncing the force from the tornado back to cancel it out.
Okay, I think your plasticity. Anyway, I think your plasticity applies to your body.
It's your body, not it's something and it turns into plastic.
Yeah, you're like Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm aware. I just wanted the addition to change my surroundings as it, so long as I'm touching it, but no.
Now, effectively, it would be the same thing. You'd just be stretching yourself instead of the surroundings.
Yeah, you're not Luffy with the awakened Logia fruit.
Yeah. Spoilers, blah 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 blah. Okay. Roll your superior for me.
Okay.
What condition are you marking, by the way?
I have to remember the conditions.
It's on your character sheet.
Yeah, it's on your character sheet. Just click the one you want to mark.
I guess probably marked guilty for taking too long.
All right, no problem. So roll superior for me. Let's see what comes out of that.
Jesus Christ.
Hang on 1 second. Let me just check something. Oh, right, yeah. Roll a 12. You are good. And yes, you do stop this thing. You do get to choose some things from the list. It's directly engage. So you get to pick 2.
Two from what?
Directly engaging a threat.
I will create an opportunity for my allies and frighten the opposition.
Okay. So you managed to stop this whirlwind, and what's inside of it is Aircaster, and he's gonna run away from you, and he's gonna run out into the street.
Oh, I want to try a move.
Yeah.
I do have dangerous web.
Nice.
When I reveal a trap I've left for someone using my powers, I
Yeah.
roll my mask label instead. So
Alright.
my freak.
Cool. So, describe this trap to me. So this guy would be like out into the street in the middle here. So, kind of in the middle of all of you. So all of you have opportunity to get at this guy. So Janus, tell me about this trap.
I spit on the floor, and it got sticky, and he's on the direction he's running towards too. Yeah.
Is this a new round? 1, 2,
And I just like full speed, well, my fastest speed, run directly at him and just punch him in his face.
Alright, so let's do the legacy one. The legacy first, because Kali, I think you just did a thing, right?
Yeah, dangerous web. I got a 10, which actually has to be should be 14 because I was rolling with my mask label up, with my mask on.
Alright, so for dangerous web, do you have options for that?
Yeah, on the hit, my opponent trips into the trap, which is a sticky floor,
Uh-huh.
like a fly,
Yeah.
and I get an opening or opportunity against them, and 10 plus, I take +1 forward pursuing it.
Alright, cool. So you have his movement. He's stuck there and he's gonna remain stuck there. And I don't think he's gonna be able to get out of it. The legacy, you said you wanted to punch him?
Yep, full speed punch.
Alright, no problem at all. So what you're gonna have to contend with is his air. He has an air shield called a wind barrier. So you're gonna have to break through that. So let's see what you can do to break through that.
Could I possibly just phase through it?
Do you have phasing?
Yep, because I have super speed regeneration and phasing, and I don't have speed learning or air manipulation.
Alright, so that would be an unleash. Because
Okay.
remember, it's still his power versus your power.
Is he stuck, or
He himself is stuck. He's just shielded, that's all.
so situational bonus, or
He has still got a shield around him. That's what you're trying to penetrate.
Yeah. Alright, so 5. Yeah, you guys probably won't get that. Alright, so you do mark a condition because what happens is you begin to penetrate, but this shield is a moving sheet of wind. So it's not like a solid wall that you penetrate through. You penetrate through one section of air, and then the other air that's moving around just hits you on the side, and you kind of get flung off. You are gonna mark a condition there. Mark 1. The shield is still intact.
Cassie would like to try words.
Sure, no problem. But did you get to do anything this last round?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've been waiting.
Yeah, go ahead, and because I know.
I would like to try words.
All right, so let's see. What would you? How would you approach this? Now, this would probably be, depending on your approach, either it's a provoke or a comfort and support. So what approach are you taking?
I can't pierce his mask.
Oh, sure, no problem. You can do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop on down to him. Let's see, how can I phrase this without, like, escalating the situation? It's like, hey, freak face, I want to talk to you one-on-one politely. Hey, I was just wondering if maybe we could talk, without the whirlwinds and stuff, and maybe come to an understanding. I don't want to punch you, so let's talk. Should I roll my mundane now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to consider it. It sounds like
I want to get to know the real you. Why are you doing this?
Okay, yeah. So if it's a question you're asking me, yeah, let's PS and let's see what you get there. All right, very nice. So pick your questions. I'll give you the answers, and you'll probably get some more as well.
All right. What are you really planning?
All right. In long term, he has been disgruntled for a while because in the elemental magic community, air is seen as the weakest element.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, sorry. So in the elemental magic community, air is seen as the weakest element, and his long-term goal has always been to change that, to show the real power of air.
Wait a second. They think air's the. This guy's stupid. He's
Well,
really-
you know what? They've never seen
entire
that one
community
episode of
so
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
All right.
it's
So
the-
they've never
No,
seen
no.
what the Master Airbender can do.
No.
All right.
You guys are thinking of it in terms of someone with air power over the natural world. What they are seeing it as someone with air power compared to someone with fire power or earth power.
Air can take away the oxygen from fire,
Dude,
making it helpless.
All right. This is
Regardless
the
regardless
point.
of what yeah.
We can nerd fight about this all night, but it isn't the point.
Yeah.
The GM
Um,
just said that you see it as weak, and that's exactly what happens. It.
You only have the
Okay,
Shyamalan
So,
version. here.
actually, important thing. What do you intend to do?
He this is kind of his turning point. At this moment, he is so enraged at Mech Warrior that this is going to be what is going to turn him to finally become a villain. So from here, he would have like made a grand gesture to call out to Mech Warrior to have a final showdown over the city or something like that. That's what he had been intending to do.
Okay.
At this
And the
particular
last one.
moment, he is kind of confused now because you guys have stopped him, at least temporarily. So he's still kind of deciding, like, should he continue trying to wipe you guys out and continue with his plan? So he is kind of in a vulnerable place now.
All right. And so my last question is, how do I gain influence?
You have to. The adult version of this would probably be empathize. You do kind of have to talk him down in the manner of a hostage negotiator. So, which is why I was wondering if you were going to take that approach initially.
All right. Now that I know, because he could have just been kind of an asshole. Now that I know, I guess I'm going to shout at the team, hey, everyone, let's calm down. Take a sec.
He literally just messed my ankle up. Like, I don't think that I'm just gonna let him slide.
He isn't saying let him slide.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm not saying let him slide. I'm saying let's talk this out.
I need to
Everyone
get-
put down cars, wind towers. Let's talk.
Eye for an eye. When my ankle heals, I'll beat your ass. Just know that.
You are not helping the situation.
So he does respond when you say that, in the sense that the weather in the sky, it kind of calms down. But his shield is still in full effect. And he's just kind of watching to see what you guys do.
Alright. Hang on. Buddy, can you give us like 30 seconds for a team huddle?
Sure, why not?
Alright,
know what?
team huddle. Everyone, team huddle.
See, ankle
hang on.
kind of
Who was the one
self-exposed.
who asked for 30 seconds? Bad guy, was that you who asked for 30 seconds?
I don't think so.
Who was the one that asked for 30 seconds to talk this over?
Oh, that was me. Sorry, that was me.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said. Yes,
Yeah.
that's me.
He's going to say that he's gonna shake his head at you and he's like it's like what 30 seconds to go change your diapers. You knew you kids never know right from wrong. You're always needing to take
All
forever
right,
to
buddy, if
figure
it's cool with
things
you,
out. Now
I'm gonna take yes. Everyone, team meeting.
so what
Hey,
he's
hop
going to
over.
do here is that he's shifting your labels. He's going to drop your superior and raise your mundane.
Oh shit!
Unless you want to, unless you want to reject.
Yeah, I better reject his influence because I've got max mundane. So right now, unless I immediately take an action to switch my mask, which I don't think I can do. So I'm just gonna have to try and reject.
Yeah.
What's it to reject?
You just roll a flat 2d6.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody give me a team.
Give me a sec. I'm just trying to think my name. Kind of
Because I also said I wanted to talk to him. So can I do an assist on that by
Yeah.
words?
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Thanks, because I'm going to take a condition if he's successful.
Yes, I slow down and I'll say what I'm going to say, and you can decide whether or not this would be like a superior or mundane action.
Well, for the team, you just need to give me a justification for the use of the team. So it doesn't really count as an action yet. So you just.
I'm going to be talking. I was going to be talking to the guy. That's what I was asking. Would this count? Yeah. So I was flying down. And I'm sort of looking at him and I sort of say to him, "You are to be stopping this, or we will be to be stopping you." It's not her first language.
All right, so option.
Yeah, I'll count it. So your team goes down to 3. You are good. Molly Kim, you are good. And because you get a 7, you have to choose something there, I believe.
I'm going to cancel their influence and +1 forward against him.
All right, excellent. So make note of that, and you guys now have your 30 seconds.
Huddle.
You see Dane's ankle kind of snap itself into place, and you hear some weird noise, and he gets up and he's like, okay. And he walks over.
Alright. I think we can talk him down.
Can I at least hit him in the face first?
Okay, let's call that B.
He hurt Dill.
When he's in handcuffs, can I punch him in the face?
Yes. I agree. He needs a beating.
Alright. Beating words first.
I'm just gonna immediately turn around and be like, look, man, you don't want to pay for all of this, do you?
1A what? Sorry?
I'll be
I'm
back.
just gonna turn around and I'm just gonna like walk away from the group and be like, look, dude, you don't want to pay for all of this, do you?
He says that the amount of what's the word?
Lateral?
He says that what he's been through over all this time, in the community, being treated as a second class wizard, and not being given his rightful place. He says he would gladly pay this price than
I'm just gonna
continue
look at him.
going through that.
I'm gonna look at him confused.
He's going to say no. He's going to try and shift your labels here. He's going to say that if you knew how to treat people right, if everyone here knew how to treat people right, then this kind of thing would not happen. And
What is he
you
trying
guys
to
are
shift?
severely lacking in that. So he's gonna drop your savior down, and he's gonna raise your freak up.
Oh, well, my guy already picked a freak, but I'll try and reject it because that would just completely change my conversation.
I feel like I should interject, but I'll wait.
Nah, I'm trying to do something deep here. Yep, so he shifts it, and I'm just gonna be like, ow, that hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess
You are
I'll
gonna mark a
take
condition.
And then I'll just, after he does that, I'm going to, like, look, my whole life, I'm in the shadow of someone else at all times, so I know how you feel, and I'm a hero, and
Well, okay, just 1 second, right? So, like, what happened is that you had that thing with him. So I want to see if anyone else does a move first before we continue. Because, so someone else was saying something just now?
I was planning to talk, but I'm not sure what everyone else was doing, since I was too busy picking out a name because I'm for the dramatics.
Alright, so Star, let's see what you would do here, because I know you haven't been here for the whole thing.
Well, after making my declaration like a proper performer, I would jump down from the building gracefully before going face to face with the tornado guy with my hands, with one hand in my pocket and my other hand holding a cane to talk like proper gentlemen.
Cool. What do you have?
Okay, what will this decide? Would it be danger, savior, or superior?
Well, like, what's your approach? Like, what do you say to him?
I try to basically talk him down about destroying because
do it, talk him down.
Because essentially that's a boring way to show your powers, and I acknowledge the importance of air and condiment and comfort him because in the fact that air is the most important element in the world, and he has a point that he's not getting the respect that he deserves, but at the same time, as a performer, rather than complain, he should show his skills in the most efficient way. Beating someone won't exactly prove that you're the best, it just proves that you're a brute with no finesse or talent. So there's a better method to show his skills and get him the respect that he most certainly deserves.
That's comfort and support. If you can clear that,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like comfort and support. That's very
Okay.
important.
That's not why I'm doing. It's like, feel like we're going through the exact same thing that we went through yesterday, where the guy kept repeating what he wanted to do.
I get what I get. I totally understand what he's trying to do. So yeah, just
It was okay. Like,
just roll for it.
Okay.
Yes, cool.
Damn.
We can spend team, guys.
nah, I'm trying to get my point across, and he's not focusing on anyone else right now.
Nah, I'm angry at this guy. I want him to get beat up.
Alright.
He's making martyr conditions.
Yeah, you're gonna mark conditions because of the fact that people, your audience, has seen you try to talk this guy down and seen you fail.
In my case, I was too wordy and sophisticated that it probably went over his head. It's like, could you stop talking like a smartass?
Yeah. So what conditions are you going to take?
Yeah, so mark a condition, and who else wants to do a thing now?
I'm still trying to talk him.
Alright, well let's hear that, and then we'll see what the others do.
Wait, don't I have a point to fix that?
A
Like,
point.
since I didn't use 18 points.
I think you can assist yourself.
You could change your labels.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
use-
selfishly.
Now, using team selfishly, you still only get one unless you are the delinquent, I think, has a special move for using 2 instead of 1. So which would only take you to 6 anyway, so it would still be a failure, which is why I didn't really stop too long to ask that. So even with using team selfishly and shifting your labels, you would only get 1.
So the star comes up in the middle of our conversation and pulls him to the side. And I'm just like,
I did not push you to the side. I just carefully, after you said your thing, and tried to insert my opinion to help.
He's stuck.
I'm gonna be like,
He's
so
stuck in the
yeah,
center, and he can't move. So you guys would be around him. So it's not like
I'm just gonna-
anyone can pull him to the side.
as I was saying, this whole situation, I easily be in your position right now, but I'm not, because I just prove everyone in the best way I can that I'm just as good, if not better, than whoever above me. You understand, or do I keep going?
Keep going. Just for my sake, I kind of missed the thing. So like, what's the approach here? Like,
Basically, the whole conversation, which I was going on, is he's basically trying to explain to him that he's just like him, and he chose to prove that he's the best by doing good, because being evil thing is kind of overrated these days, because the bad guy always loses, kind of deal.
Okay. That's good. Do a comfort and support. You're basically empathizing with him. So the teenage version of that move is the comfort and support.
There.
Alright, great. Very good.
I could give you a team to shoot it up to a full hit.
Yeah, do that.
You probably should just sit in the back and say something
Nodding
small.
a lot.
Just nodding a lot, giving thumbs up.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So that works. He does kind of you see his shoulders slump a little bit, and you know, in this cinematic shot you see the shield kind of get you know, it goes away like wisps of smoke, and it's just him just standing there in a kind of defeated kind of pose, stuck to the ground, and because he can't really ignore what you guys are saying anymore. So you guys are done with in terms of, at the moment you guys are out of combat here.
See, talking works.
Yes, it does.
And knowing is half the battle.
But the person who wanted to beat him up was the person who talked him down. Nice.
Yeah. So this was really good. This was really well done. So what do you guys do as a team now that you have the situation seen?
Probably chew out the star for showing up for late.
Yeah, do that.
Because
They just destroyed my workplace. So
like Dane was starting to cry, so he just ran home because he felt like he was talking to himself.
Yeah.
In the conversation, so it's like,
what is that noise?
I think it might be from one of our microphones. Who checks on the boyfriend?
Oh, I do.
Nice. So you
So I
go
wanna-
over there,
yeah.
and yeah, you go over there. Like, what do you say? Because he's kind of coming back around and just kind of taking stock of what happened to him.
Well, I'm not gonna approach him because I don't want to reveal my identity or anything. I'm just gonna spy on him. Is the rooftop? Is there a hole in the roof, or is like the whole thing kind of open?
The whole thing is kind of open.
So I'm gonna go to a vantage point and just spy on him, see if it's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. He's looking around. He's devastated that your restaurant is gone because you know it's like I haven't collected my paycheck for this week yet, and neither have you.
I guess. Go ahead.
Oh, I have nothing to say. Sorry.
I guess I'll probably be doing what I've been doing behind the scenes, and it's my power to help refix the collateral damage.
Cool. Caulifrog, you have a role that the Janus does. No. Caulifrog is the right. So Caulifrog, you're the Janus. You have a role that the Janus does. Make that roll for me. Let's just see, just for kicks. Let's just see what happens there.
The any move. That is plus my mundane.
Because we're kind of looking at the aftermath now.
So is my because I switched my freak and my mundane. So is my mundane -1?
Yes, I assume it's whatever your mundane is at the point in time. How does this switch work? Is it a...
Yeah, it's supposed to be what your mundane is at that time, because if you switched like thematically, you've been paying more attention to your superhero life.
Yeah.
So you're probably not as good with your mundane obligations.
Yeah. I think it would only switch back when you do another thing to reaffirm your mundane, or something along that line.
That's correct.
Yeah. So you got a 7.
That's not me.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah. So let's see what that rule says is in store for you and this restaurant. And
Okay, so I'm gonna go with -1.
dun dun dun.
Hey, it's a miss regardless. Huh?
Oh, on a miss, you haven't given your normal life anywhere near the attention it deserves. So this restaurant is not going to be open for a while, so you are going to be out of a job temporarily at least. And your boyfriend is going to be requiring medical care, and since he is also out of a job, you are not going to see him for a little while.
Oh no.
So how is my fixing going?
How was yours? Sorry?
I also have to pull the Janus thing I just did.
Yeah, yes you do. So you got a 7. Let me see what the implications are for that. I haven't gotten to do this for the Janus before. You lapse on one obligation, your choice. Alright, so which obligation would you lapse on?
Probably the restaurant, which I also work at.
Yeah, so that one's obvious. You guys are out of a job. So not too bad, all things considered, because it's not a permanent thing. You will eventually find out locations, maybe not with radioactive legs, but something will happen.
See, I'm just imagining like Korg from Thor Ragnarok. Like, don't worry, it can be rebuilt.
Yeah.
Never mind, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, the damage is not that bad. And then it starts crumbling down.
Yeah, exactly. Legacy, you have a role as well. And I'm interested in yours because let's see what the superhero community, by extension of your legacy, thinks of what happens here.
Okay. They're probably gonna hate me because I hate myself.
Out of the edge.
Right, so it is a wow. You guys, all of a sudden, you guys just started rolling badly the moment Netflix went away.
Wait a
Every
minute.
time passes, roll plus savior to see how the members of your legacy feel or react to your most recent exploits. Before rolling, ask the other player to answer these questions about your performance. Take a -1 to the okay. Have I been upholding my ambition of my legacy.
Yes.
As long as, yeah, I mean, considering you're a hero, and from my perspective, you were the first one into the fray, saving people.
And you took that guy out, punching him out.
Yeah.
I think it's a very legacy thing to do, or at
Yeah.
least
I've-
what I
I
assume your legacy.
maintain the image of my legacy.
Yeah, so the way you would get a no response for this question is if the manner you do this in is not how your legacy would do it. So for instance, if you are playing a legacy that is all about protecting and defending, and instead of defending the people, you went and fought the thing, then you could potentially say no to that.
I mean, this might kind of an in-character thing for him, so like, the whole he
No,
doesn't know what people
yeah.
think.
But it's not
Like,
it's not up to your character. It's depending on what your legacy requires of you.
I know, but they're answering it, not me. So
Your
'Cause we
other
answered.
players are answering it.
Ask the other players.
Yeah, the other players are answering it, not you.
Yeah, we already answered.
Yeah.
and the last one is, have I made the other members of my legacy proud?
Yes.
Seemed like it.
Alright, so once the answers are all three yeses, you don't get further minuses to the rule. The rule, however,
I guess. Go ahead.
yeah, the rule, however, it still is a miss. So what that means for you is that generally,
Most
of
of my
course, your
members of
legacy
my legacy.
is not going to be pleased with you here.
I did my best. I want to see how my dad reacts because I come home crying and my costume is partially destroyed.
Yeah. I would have known exactly how to react to this if we had gone into more detail about your legacy. But because of the fact that it's a one-shot, we didn't really get into it. But in terms of like what exactly does your legacy stand for, that sort of thing, those are the questions that would kind of guide this end a bit. So it would probably not be that your dad disagrees that you did these things. He would probably disagree with how you went about it. Or maybe it could be the other way, that maybe he thinks you should have been a bit more hard-edged, and rather than talking the villain down, he's the kind of person who thinks you should have put him down. The star, you have a role as well, I believe.
Yeah. I was already fixing things, but I suppose I have the role for the people since how they took this back, since I made a dramatic entrance at the climax and changed things around.
Alright, so, oh, but your role is not as time passes. Oh, my bad. You don't have one of those? Oh, I always thought you did. My bad. That's only when you seek help from them. So you don't have a role as time passes. But those roles are kind of interesting to put into play when you have a campaign. Because
So I am stunning, unique, and beautiful. I am charmed, well-spoken, and smart, and a noble warrior for justice.
What?
My advantage is I have
Maybe I'll join you.
Oh yeah, well he has a role he does when he seeks help from his audience, but he doesn't have a role when time passes.
I have a major hero equipment, and I can actually speak to my audience.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, none of that is applicable at the moment.
Yep, none of it actually matters
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So does anyone comfort or
I guess I'll go in comfort.
do legacy?
I thought I just had to, for the moment, see how the audience took this show and hope for the best that they don't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that would be like more stuff that you would focus on. Star's not really a great one-shot character.
Yeah, it's something you could have done a lot with in terms of the crowd. Like you could have, you see Legacy. Sorry, not Legacy. You see Star and the Delinquent. Those two playbooks. The Star with the audience and the Delinquent with the emotion control. They have the potential to control crowds. So, for instance, if I ever get a chance to play a delinquent, if I ever get into another game, I'm going to play a delinquent with emotion control, and that's what I'm going to do. So instead of, because you can use that for anything, you can sit back and just enrage a crowd or inspire them with a protective nature to have them defend you or to have them rush the villain or something. The Star here could have inspired the audience to try and get each other out, things like that. So it really comes down to you remembering to use your audience. So I wouldn't say that it's not suited for one shots. I'll say that it's one that kind of gives people trouble to quickly think of ways to fit in their extra. Freaking hell. Connection interrupted again. Alright, I think... Nope. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back again. Yeah.
If that was towards your game that was supposed to be today or from yesterday,
No,
I guess.
it's a campaign that me and Snow are in.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so I did have a lot of fun with this. My internet...
Yeah, it's nice to be able to play for a little bit.
For purposes of bookkeeping, you guys also did have your end of session move that I normally still do. So like, what?
I don't think that really matters too much.
But like, what would you have done? Like, do you guys see yourselves as working well together as a team or not?
Oh, we definitely did.
I did the best that I could because I was just suddenly inserted like a star.
Yes, you did. So I guess most of you might have chosen to go closer.
Thinks that they were okay together.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So this does.
Because we did lots of because actually because like we failed like roles that actually helped in terms of that because we were forced to like sort of use our like we were like sort of like oh shit okay oh well I can help by doing this thing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And also I was like oh shit there's a car coming towards this guy right okay I'll get him out of the way.
Yeah, that's kind of the what I like about masks in the sense of that's where the teamwork comes from. So in one shots I don't normally focus on like school stuff and that kind of thing because that's the kind of thing that would develop over time in a campaign setting. But like this interaction with you guys kind of working together and working to support each other in the sense of setting each other up for moves, that kind of thing. That's what masks is all about, and that's what I like to see. In terms of that, the situation is wrapped up. This is good, and I do appreciate you guys hopping in to play, and I did have fun running it for you guys. You guys did well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cheers. Yeah, cheers. No, cheers for running. It was nice to be able to sort of play instead of DM for a bit.
All right, cool. That's the
It's always nice to play. Remember how to perceive something in a player
yeah,
perspective.
yeah, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna head off, and I'll see you guys around. So hopefully we get to play alongside each other again. Depends on whatever game comes up next. So
Hey, dude. Saturday's still open if you want to DM. If you want to GM.
oh yeah,
We
so
could
you
do.
you have finally seen my DM style.
I'm perfectly okay with it. I mean, you've seen how I GM, so
I mean, I've been liking these one shots, but I kind of really wanted an actual campaign because I'm starting to sink my teeth into stuff like the Star and the Doom.
Yeah, those things do well. Yeah, those things I like. The Doom is always going to be my first love. That's the first character I
Doom.
ever made. Yeah, was
I absolutely hate the Doomed. No offense to the people who like it.
yeah.
It's just that like I don't know. I guess I just have a bad experience with running a game with a Doom who doesn't want to care about his Doom.
Oh no, I personally care about my Doom because that's the driving force. Every time I use my powers, I change it. And each time I change, I lose a piece of myself. That's pretty dark when you really think about it. But even beyond that, he continues to be optimistic and playful. So it's like, I know this is suck, but if I keep being down about it, it ain't gonna change anything. It's gonna make it even worse.
Theoretically, that's not true.
In the play-by-post game in the alpha game room, I really play to my Doom. It's a big part of the character and scenes and so on. So
I don't like the Doom because there's a player whose Doom literally destroys the entire game world.
yes.
That's like,
No. The play is actually good, but every time he takes that Doom track, I'm just like, please, no, don't. Like, he plays to it really, really well. Like, it's actually fun. And then as soon as I realize what his Doom does, I'm just like, oh my god, how do I keep the game world alive after he drops a literal god into the world because of his Doom? Wrecks everything.
how do I reach these keys?
I have to keep a close eye on my Doom versus my potential, because that's the only real way you have a chance is to earn that potential before you earn your Doom. So it's always that edgy, close, nail biting race that goes on.
Yeah, I do appreciate the Doom on a transform because if you pick that as a transform, you have no way out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Alright, well I'm gonna head off, and again it was really good to play with all of you guys, and I had fun, so it was a nice little evening. So I hope to play with you guys again soon.
Yeah, I have to go to prepare myself to go to work.
I have to get food.